This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is the Commando Lock Marine Padlock. I think this is a really interesting lock because it packs a lot of features that you wouldn't necessarily know about just by looking at it. We can start with the 8mm shackle, which is made out of a boron alloy. Now, usually when a lock company uses boron alloy for their shackles, they will print the word boron or boron carbide right on the shackle to advertise the fact to the world. Here what we have is the word Commando, so the lock is a bit of a sleeper in that regard. Then moving on to the lock body, we have what appears to be a relatively standard laminated construction. This one is 45mm wide, and being the marine variant of the lock, it is made out of brass. You can see the 6 rivets holding this together, but what you wouldn't know is that each of these rivets is formed into a chamfered hole, which means if you knock the heads off of the rivets, the lock will not come apart. Then we have an interesting feature in which each of these laminated plates is interlocked with the plates next to it. That's done through the use of these little dimples you see stamped in the discs. It's a nice little feature which adds a lot of additional strength to the lock without needing to add additional rivets. Then finally we have the core. It's a 5-pin core, but Commando Lock makes each of those pins count. All of the key pins are serrated, and the driver pins are a combination of serrated pins and spool pins. So clearly something that would give a novice picker a run for their money. So that's what we're going to do now. We are going to see what it takes for me to get into this guy. I'm going to use top of the keyway tension. It's a somewhat oddly shaped keyway, and I'm using this little tension wrench from the Peterson Flat 5. Then I'll be using a standard hook in 25 thousandths. Okay, little click out of 1. 2 is binding, got a couple clicks there. Click out of 3, still binding, another one. I think it's set, not sure, we might have to come back. Nothing on 4, 5 is binding, got a click there. Back to the beginning. 1 is binding tightly, got a click there. He feels set. Nothing on 2. Let's see, I think we're getting more out of 3. Yep. Nothing on 4. 5 is binding again, and we just dropped into a false set, which means we probably just have 1 or 2 spools left. Not 1, 2, 3. There we go. 4 is definitely a spool. Getting some counter rotation there, and does not want to move all the way. Releasing all the tension, and there we go. Finally got number 4. We lost our false set. Moving on to 5, and he is binding, and we opened it up. Okay, so clearly this lock put up a bit of a fight. Now, an interesting thing about this lock is that it actually shares the same internal mechanism as the I-change line of padlocks. And in those locks, if you rotate the key counterclockwise, the shackle will come out. Now here you can see that these rotation limiters will not allow us to turn the key counterclockwise. However, we can certainly pick it in that direction, or if we pick it to the open position, we can use something like a plug flipper. So let's try that out right now. Okay, you can see we got it to the counterclockwise picked position, and the shackle comes right out. And you can actually replace the shackle with any of the shackles in the I-change lineup. I think it's an interesting little tidbit about this lock, though probably something that not a lot of people will take advantage of. Okay, I put the shackle back in and relocked it, and now this lock will operate normally. Okay, so I think this is a really interesting little lock, a lot of features in an unassuming package. So if you are looking for a marine environment padlock, this might be something that you want to look at. Okay, that's it on this Commando Lock Marine Padlock. If you do have any questions or comments about it, please put them below. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.